Happy Halloween, and welcome to the Comic Cave. I'm Ramsey, aka Captain Away, and today we're looking at the 2012 one-shot comic, Marvel Zombies Halloween. Because one Marvel Zombies title a year just isn't enough, at the same time that Marvel Zombies Destroy was coming out, Marvel decided that they also needed to release a holiday special issue of the series. Which, honestly, it's a little surprising that it took them so long to get to this, given the obvious connection between horror, zombies, and Halloween. If you're somehow here watching this video and you're unfamiliar with Marvel Zombies, first of all, impressive. And second of all, I've covered a massive number of them by now, and I recommend going to watch my playlist of them to get the wide range of different styles and stories the series has produced up to this point. For this holiday special, Fred Van Lente, writer of Marvel Zombies 3 through 5, returns to the series to focus on a smaller, more personal story, rather than the reality-hopping, gore-infused madness that populated his work on the main series. For this outing, he would be joined by Secret Warriors artist Alessandro Vitti, with colorist Jean-Francois Beaulieu, whose name I probably once again butchered, returning from Marvel Zombies 3 and 4. What's important to note is that this is just a really short single-issue one-shot, so enough intro already. It's time to trick or treat and take this away. The comic opens on Walking Dead Season 2. You know, the boring one. This field of dead zombies around this farmhouse is brought to us by a woman sniper and her young son Peter, who are possibly the last two survivors of this apocalyptic zombie nightmare. Peter thinks he's hearing something in the walls, and not willing to chance things, Mama just opens up with a full clip. On her own house. Man, if those walls could talk, they'd probably scream. The noise, it turns out, was coming from this adorable little kitty cat. Look how fuzzy. But like, please don't call him that. Like, for real. Don't call him that. Who okayed that? With the case of the curious wall kitten concluded, the family moves on to working in their greenhouse, where young Peter takes note that it's October 27th. And side note, I just love how Man-Thing is the picture on the calendar. Who made that calendar? Pete is noting this date because of how long it is until his lost father's birthday, a day he's clearly come to recognize as a day of celebration. Just like Halloween, a day he doesn't recognize. So Mom has to explain what Halloween was like before the plague. I guess it does seem less special when every day is Halloween. Nah, I'm just kidding. That sounds awesome. Peter thinks so too, and is insistent that they celebrate, despite trick-or-treating not really being an option. But Mom relents, going all out to find ways to decorate, and even digging up a tiny little Wolverine costume for Pete. OMG, so cute. Pete's still disappointed though, and not just because he has to be stinky Wolverine instead of someone cool like Spider-Man, but because Mom said there would be candy, and there's no candy. That just can't stand, so Mom promises to see if she can dig some up from one of the nearby stores. While she's gone though, Peter notices that Blackie is missing, and like an idiot, goes running out of the house to find him. Kids. He follows the cat into a nearby neighborhood, to a strange, fancy house with lights on inside. But the man who answers the door is of little help. Rather, he insists that it's not even Halloween, but instead the night before Halloween, better known as Devil's Night. He tells Peter to run home and come back on Halloween proper, warning him that the streets are too dangerous at night. Pete starts to leave, but turns back around to ask the guy why he doesn't seem to be afraid of zombies, only to find the house has vanished. Spooky! Spooky! Is this spooky yet? Is any of this spooky? Is this working? Okay. A flash of movement catches Peter's eye, and thinking it's his cat, he runs after it. But that's no cat, it's a squirrel? A zombie squirrel? Monkey Joe, is that you? Or Tippy Toe? You've really let yourself go. That's right, it's finally time for our titular characters to appear. Our first Marvel zombie is a personal fave, Carolina from Runaways. I really need to review the first couple of those series. They were so good. Carolina grabs Peter, but is waylaid from her fresh meal by zombie Darkhawk, who wants some of that tasty snack for himself. Carolina drops Peter, and as he falls, we see 3 more zombies. Best Girl Squirrel Girl, Alex from the Power Pack, and this guy who I thought was supposed to be a different version of zombie Luke Cage, but it actually turns out he's another character entirely named Metal. Not metal like heavy metal. Metal like you meddling kids. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's still wrong. Metal like someone's resolve, I guess. Fortitude. Kind of a boring name. He should feel pretty special to be included here though, since he was practically a brand spanking new character at this point. Alex grabs Peter in an anti-grav bubble, stopping him from falling so they can have their meat alive like they like it. But before they get the chance to eat, Alex suddenly bursts open, guts spilling everywhere. Seems Mama's arrived with her big gun. Before running, Peter stabs Darkhawk with his cosplay Wolverine claws, which is surprisingly effective. I also like how Darkhawk cries, "My eye!" and not "my eyes," plural, considering that he looks like Cyclops with that visor. Excellent sound effect choice also, by the way. Mom grabs up young Pete and then has him hold his breath as she runs through a wall. Oh, she's Kitty Pryde, isn't she? She's Kitty Pryde. Unfortunately, their trip into the nearby school just brought them face to face with an army of squirrels. Guess Squirrel Girl released her ultimate. Backed into a corner and with nowhere left to run, the zombies close in for the kill. But the clock strikes midnight, making it officially Halloween. And suddenly the strange man Peter met earlier appears in the hallway. The zombies are distracted by this newcomer and try to attack him, but he lights them on fire and reveals himself to be Mephisto. He was kinda giving it away, honestly, with that little hint about Devil's Night, as well as appearing here while quoting the Rolling Stones song Sympathy for the Devil. But if I had pointed those things out, this wouldn't have been much of a surprise, would it? Kitty isn't thankful for Mephisto's help, knowing he's only there because he wants Peter's soul. Mephisto argues that you can't really blame him. With so few souls left on Earth, he feels the need to protect the ones that he can still corrupt. Before leaving, he reveals that Peter's name is really Piotr, just like his father, meaning his father was Colossus. Well, at least in one universe, Kitty and Colossus made it work. Until I guess whatever it was that killed Colossus killed him. Kitty and Peter return home, but young Peter is worried that one day the devil is going to take him. Kitty assures him that the future isn't written yet, and he might be more like his father, who was too good of a person to lose his soul to the devil. Kitty also has some even better news. It turns out their baby cat was fine all along. It was just sleeping in a pumpkin. Yeah, you're gonna have to give it a bath now. It's gonna be all sticky. And on that happy note, this little story already comes to a close. So we'll phase into the breakdown. There's really not much to say and not much reason to say it. This is a cute little story. It's definitely my favorite Van Lente written Marvel zombie story, and maybe that's just because it's so short. Or maybe it's because he just was getting better at doing this, since MZ5 was also notably better than the previous 2 MZ stories he'd done. Also, being just a quick little one-shot story, it's pretty easy to consume. I recommend checking it out in one of the collected editions, which would be the Marvel Zomnibus Returns, or the Complete Collection Volume 3. So I guess what I'm saying is that I'm giving this a recommendation level of Peter dressed as Wolverine face. Which is like, high, I guess? I don't know. The ratings don't really matter, especially for a story like this. It's just a fun little thing. Make of this what you will. Thanks everybody for watching, and happy Halloween! Just wanted to do a quick little bonus video for everyone for the holiday. It's always fun to be able to do holiday themed bonus videos. Let me know if you'd like to see more short videos like this from holiday specials. Hopefully through November, I'll be focusing on some DC comics, and then probably some X-Men in December or January. So if you did enjoy this video, or you're looking forward to any of that, or you're just feeling like giving away some treats, then be sure to like and subscribe and all the YouTube things so you can help the channel out. And so you can help yourself to be sure to be here next time, and I hope to see you then, right here, in the Comic Cave.